And hello there, RJB here from RJB TV, and oh boy, do I have an exciting best of series for you today. Byul against Brain. The two players actually standing all the way at the top of fastest map 1 versus 1 history. I genuinely think that at this point in time, these two players are the best two players in the world for 1 versus 1 on fastest map, and perhaps even for 2v2 and 3v3. These two players, without a doubt, stand all the way at the top of that mountain of corpses on which they stand, of all the opponents they've left behind in their journey, in their adventure to stand at the top of that mountain. Only these two players have made it to the top. In the past, I would have said Brain and Byul, Brain and Mong, perhaps Brain and Shin, perhaps some other names here and there, but today, at this moment, I firmly believe that Byul here on the name Cat Tower 12 is either the best or the number 2 in the world, which means either Brain is number 1 or number 2. And that is why we're going to do this series, because I want to find out whom of these two players stands at the top right now as we speak. Byul or Brain. Protoss against Terran, best of series. These two players are going to push each other to their physical limits. I am certain of it. Because they both have that background as professional players that gives them this certain specific game sense that so far I have not yet seen present in any other non-professional player who has, bothered to learn fastest map at the degree these two players have. For a little while, Mong had that sense on Terran. He played really good on Terran. Light as well had that sense on Terran, but only on Terran alone. So far, I've only seen Brain and Byul have that sense on every single race that they touch and play. We have Command Center first there. Let me just adjust the sound settings a little bit. Sound settings a little bit low there for digital sounds. A little bit better. Maybe the music sounds a little bit too high. I think this should be perfectly fine. We have Byul here, going for Command Center first into triple barracks into very early academy. Brain here scouted the early Command Center there from Byul, so he went for only one cannon in his choke, but gets his second one just to be sure, because that academy there on the top is on the way, which does mean that Byul has access to early Marine Medic and Stim. It of course means that he has to beefen up that choke in order to not lose it. And Brain goes for triple gas very early on. Very fast triple gas. Usually it's a double gas this early into the game, which means he is up to something that is slightly different from the usual build path that they go for, which is a Nexus Forge, then a pylon in the front, a gateway in the back, and 2 cannons in the front, and a cyber core in the back. But he went for a 3 assimilator. Usually it's 2. Which means that we're probably not going to be seeing a very high amount of gateways or zealots. He might just go straight into very fast Reaver, and maybe even some Dark Templars, because I do see a Robo and a Citadel of Adun both coming up at the same time. Most of the time, that means if the Citadel of Adun comes out before the Robo, it's going to be Dark Templars, or a very fast Storm. If the Citadel of Adun comes out after the Robotics, it's usually going to be Reavers, like double Reaver, in a shuttle with Zealot speed. But I don't think he's going to go for Zealot speed. I think he's going to go for very fast Dark Templars and Reavers. He cannot afford to get any other gateway units except Dark Templars and very fast Reavers. It's a very interesting choice. I've seen some players do this before, but the idea is that the Reavers keep Marines away from the Dark Templars, but the Dark Templars keep Marines away from the Reavers. It's kind of like this synergistic relationship that they then have. The Dark Templars protect the Reavers, Reavers protect the Dark Templars, and then they try to push onto that Terran Is that something that can work or will work against Byul though? Byul has very good control and he rarely ever makes mistakes or slips up. He's always perfectly protecting himself from pretty much every single option you try out to hurt him with. We do see the Fort Gateway there. He's gonna go for fast Templar Storm, not Dark Templar. That's an interesting choice. Also, I don't see him queuing up Reavers yet, but he might queue up Reavers very soon. I honestly did not expect him to go for very fast Templar Storm. I did not expect it, because it's something that you never ever see. It's always Reaver Shuttle. Always Reaver Shuttle. And maybe that is exactly what he should be doing. The fast Templar Storm, because maybe Byul is not expecting High Templars to be coming out and storming his Marines. Maybe he is expecting Reavers. Or maybe we are going to be seeing why players go for Reavers first before they get High Templars. Because I do think that Reavers are more versatile. Templars have a one-time chance to storm, and then they're a little bit useless until the next storm or until they become Archons. Reavers have 5 Scarabs, they are more versatile, you can micro them with the shuttle, and they can really shut down those Marine balls. I'm curious about this, and we have turrets coming up. Byul is protecting his top corner and his front at the same time. He knows that Brain is most likely to fly in over the front. He's got a Marine there on the Firebands on the middle. It can maybe spot shuttles flying through the middle to try and fly around to the bottom side and fly in over the south. So both players are covering most of their options. We have cannons on the sides there from Brain. He put his technology all the way on the far corner, very far away from that hillside, because that hillside is the side that Byul will probably try to abuse Brain from. He might put those tanks on the high ground or in the base. Flies in, got 3 cannons on location, not a lot. Marines are unloading first, tank sieges up, probes are running to safety, tank gonna shoot. Ooh, the tank turned, but couldn't shoot yet. No speed there on the shuttles yet. Gonna fly in over the top corner. Gonna unload on the top corner. No, he's gonna fly in all the way. Arc on the scene. Templar on the scene. Storms of the Marines. Great shot there. He has one more Templar there, but the SV's running to safety. A little bit too slow with the unload. Had to maybe wait for the speed to fly in faster, because all the SVs do remain alive. And he does kill a lot of Marines and kills a tank, but pretty much all the SVs do stay alive. He might have one more storm hiding in that shuttle. Is he gonna unload it? Marines are coming in to stim it down. He's running away with the SCVs. He knows what's going on. Templar unloads. Templar does not get a storm. Everything stays safe and sound. So pretty good attempt there by Brain, but might have gone in a little bit too soon. Maybe he should have waited for the storm, for the shuttle speed. Because Byul just had too much time to run to safety because the shuttles were so damn slow. So now Brain is going into overdrive. He realized he didn't do any damage to Byul yet. And he's in a pretty bad spawn location because he can get abused from this hillside with tanks on the hillside and then pushing towards the minerals. He's in a pretty difficult situation. Either he goes for a mass attack with really good shuttle drops and breaks to the front and then just overruns Byul, or he has to hit the backside consistently and then still overrun Byul with their superior fighting force. Or he goes for Arbiters, which I'm not sure if that's the right or correct choice here. Most of the time I see Protoss players go for very fast carriers in this situation. Tries to fly around, there's Marines everywhere. It's a 7 barrack bull order, sniping the Marines, sniping the shuttles out of the sky. Zealots do unload, but the Zealots don't stand much of a chance being behind enemy lines with 40 Marines surrounding them. We got upgrades there on the way for the Marines though. They are on level 1 attack, level 2 attack is on the way. We've got triple factory there. We have no armories yet. The armories are a little bit slow from Byul this time around. Most of the time he already has the armories up and running, getting upgrades. He's getting a number 8 barracks. Armory is now finally on the way. Got 2 Arbiters on the way there from Brain. Very interesting stuff. He's really deciding to not go for carriers. He's putting tanks on the side of the hill instead, to try and discourage unloading tanks on the high ground. But Byul is already beating him to the punch with his own double tank on the high ground to stop the cannons from warping in, but the cannons are coming in just in time. He's got a couple High Templars there trying to kill the tanks. Plus, Byul can put tanks behind the hill to still hit beyond the hill like this. It's a bold attempt by Brain to put cannons against the hillside. Whether it will work, I don't know. But first, frontal attack. Notice how he moves very far into the middle to get the Zealots to line up. Goes in, there's almost nothing in the front there for Byul. Byul is moved to the front there, though a lot of Marines, because he saw the Zealots moving out with the Fire Bats. Fire Bats in the bunker. The Fire Bat in the bunker is really helping out. Storms on the Marines, gets a lot of kills there with the Storms, but definitely not enough. Fire Bats in bunkers are hella strong. Although it's only one Fire Bat, it's still pretty damn strong against the Zealots, which are currently on one shield, no armor, no weapon. So interesting choice here to go for shields first. Are we still going to be seeing carriers here from Brain, or is it just all going to be Arbiters? He does have a fleet beacon, but hasn't gotten the upgrade for carrier capacity yet. Getting more cannons on the side, gonna fly in over the bottom side as well, hoping that that is going to be Byul's weak side. But Byul has Marines. He saw, he knew, he scanned, and he knows that the shuttles are flying to the bottom side. There's 40 or 36 Marines waiting for the shuttles to come in. Unloads high tempo, storming on a lot of Marines, gets a lot of kills, but the shuttles get sniped out of the sky. SCVs once again do remain alive. Drop number 2. Gonna try to fly around the Marines. Oh, beautifully done. Beautifully done. Goes in there. Oh, one shuttle goes down. Does he have any more high tempos in there? Does not look like it. It's only Zealots. Byul picked the exact correct shuttle by pure chance. I mean, it was 50-50 chance, and he picked the right one. So Byul is just progressing really, really solidly. He's really relying on the 8 Marine production to keep him safe from any attacks. He's got double engineering base, he's got level 1 armor on the way, and level 2 attack almost finished up. He's got air attack and ground plating for his vehicles on the way. We have still getting more Arbiters here from Brain. He's gonna go for recalls, I assume, or is he gonna try to break through the front? I'm honestly not too sure, because he did get the recall upgrade earlier, getting stasis at the moment. He's putting the Arbiters into a position where you would think he's gonna go for a recall, so that is probably the most likely option. But he's gonna have to be fast, because these tanks are pushing and encroaching on his minerals. He's gonna have to be really, really fast with hurting Byul and killing Byul, because Byul is just gonna keep him pushing forward really cleanly. Slowly, but cleanly. There's an Arbiter there on the top to protect his probes. You got the Arbiters on the bottom ready to go in and recall a large army into that base. There's Zealots everywhere, a couple high tempos in the mix. Marines don't stand a chance. Marines are all in the back. All in the back. They're stuck in the back, actually. Forced to storm on the Marines. The Zealots are taking down the turrets and the starports. They're now running into the Zealots. The Zealots don't stand a chance against Marines in tight spaces. Arbiter number 2 is still waiting there on the bottom corner, going to try to fly in under... Oh, he changed his mind because a lot of Valkyries just spawned to protect that corner. Goes in anyway. Goes in very deep. Going to try to recall. Gets the recall off right on top of the Marines. There's one high tempo in the mix. Zealots are killing everything they can. Can he get close enough to those SCVs? SCVs not running away to safety, not yet. And now they're running. They're gunning for it. They're trying to escape. Storm comes down. It goes down from 79 to 69. It gets only 10 kills in total. The Zealots are killing all the Marines there, though. Supply has dropped from 200 down to 163 for pretty much both players. They both invest a lot of minerals into those attacks and into the defense. And it does not look like it properly paid off. And I think Brain lost a couple of probes as well, because I do think his probe count dropped from about 71 to 64, and the tanks are very dangerously close. They're getting even more dangerously close. They're loading right next to the probes, next to the Nexus. He's right on top of it. Probes running to safety. Gale loses another couple probes, down to 52. He's certainly lost about 20 so far this game. The tanks are right inside the base. Byul is playing this extremely solidly, not letting anything slip by his gaze. Everything is just right under the radar. He's not letting anything slip by. Probably the one thing Byul is very, very, very good at, like extraordinarily good. He has an awareness of every single thing going on that is almost unmatched. Oh, Brain there doesn't get the recall off in time. Valkyries are protecting that weak spot. Zealots all over the place here on the top, clearing out the tanks. He really needs carriers. If there's one thing he needs right now its carriers, but he might just be too late, might just be too slow. He's not making new probes, he's relying on 50 probes in total. He's on a low economy. Gets a recall off somewhere on the bottom corner there. There's a Templar in between the mix, but the Templar can't storm yet because the Templar is getting distracted. Might have been EMP'd even. Zealots do kill the Marines, but the Marines coming from the top there will clean them out very soon. Another Arbiter ready to go, ready to fight. We have more drops being loaded up. Drops are ready to go, ready to unload. One more Arbiter on the bottom corner. We got a huge army there on the middle, ready to get recalled in. Valkyries are off position. Flies into... He's gonna recall behind the choke. Gets the recall off. There's one tank at the high ground that might just save the day. Marines coming in. Tanks spreading out. Firebats in bunkers, helping him out. Getting right on top, he's breaking through. The upgrades on the Marines are great though. The upgrades on the Marines are on like 2-3? 2-2. Almost 3-2. Really good upgrades on the Marines are definitely keeping them alive. The tanks are coming from the back to the front, unsieged. They're in 1-1. Zealots are currently on 2-2-2. Upgrades are good from both players across the board. They're pretty much getting every single technology and every single upgrade all at the same time. I'm gonna try to EMP. He EMP'd, actually. He got the EMP on the Arbiter, so that one is, I wouldn't say useless. It's still providing cloak, but is less useful than it was earlier. Got a tank was on the middle there to keep producing. Not all the cables there back at home. Still no carriers on the scene. He does have more Arbiters on the way. Corsairs on the way, actually. Recall on the bottom. Flies. Oh, gets his stasis on the Valkyries. Arbiter number 2 flies in. This is the one. Gets the recall. Didn't go in far enough because he saw the vessel. He was scared of going in much deeper. There's nothing in the back to protect. He's getting right into that bottom corner. Arbiter goes down. Zealots are on the scene. SV's running to safety though because they don't want to get hit by the Zealots. Marines are coming back from the front. There's this Templar in the mix. He gets a great storm off. Gets a double storm off. He gets 27 kills in total. Both players are on the same amount of workers, but look at this. Look here. Got tanks on the high ground. Tanks trying to get closer to the probes. He's using Storms and Arbiter to kill the tanks unloading on the bottom ground. Both players are economically not in a great place. Both players are hurting all over because, oh no, another recall gets the last remaining SCVs that were still here back at home. A couple of them are returning. He still has 26-30 alive. Starts attacking the command center. There's more Templars here in the mix. He went for a double recall. Okay, he's not going to kill the command center. He has no storms remaining. He went for an EMP. Yeah, all the storms have been used. There's an Archaeomorphing in the back. Gonna have to kill that really quick before it can get close to the SCVs and still hurt them with the splash damage. He's trying, gets the wrong side, gets 8 kills still though. Look, it's 8 kills. That's ridiculous. So the game might just have flipped on its head with Brain bringing the pain right to Byul's doorsteps. Or might I say, right into his living room. Because this is the living room and oh boy, has he been hurting. But he's still alive. With his 150 supply, he's still breathing, still afloat, still has a chance to recover as he still has an army. Like he has no SCVs. 35, I mean, he's about half of the SCVs where he wants to be. Same with Brain, he wants to be on about 75 on 49, not looking great. He's not making new probes either, he's just relying on a small economy to help him get a big-ass army to try and overrun and overpower Byul. Storms on the high ground, tanks go down. He's got more tanks on the high ground on the bottom side. Have to storm those as well. Units from the front, from the back, coming to the front. Zealots on top. Everything is pretty much on maxed upgrades. You've got maxed on Zealots, maxed on the Marines. 1-2 on the tanks, a little bit behind on schedule. Tanks at the bottom get taken down by storms. But Byul survives yet again. Byul survives yet again. Arbiter has to escape from the raids. He saw the raids moving down. Arbiter retreats a little bit further away. Because if this goes down to the raids, it might just cost him. Although he still goes in, but flies right into the Valkyries. Will he get the recall of? Yes, he does, but he gets it in a pretty poor position. Actually, correction, pretty good position because there's nothing here on the left side of Byul's base. Everything is on the right side, on the hill, right there. There's something from the back. Go to the front, try to defend. Templars getting close. They don't have energy though. This one is energy. All EMP'd as well. You got a lot of vessels there to EMP to stop the storms. And losing his starports, currently as we speak, even though Byul has the high ground, Brain is dishing out more damage to his opponent than... Oh, that one got EMP'd as well. The EMPs have really been throwing a wrench into his plans. Great disruption right there from Brain. Flies in over the top side from the other side. Unloads his Templar. Byul is slipping up, not noticing. 43 kills. Ooh, and another 50 kills in total. Almost no SCVs remain alive. He's low on money as well. Brain has, despite my reservations earlier that he had to go carriers, proven to me that, oh boy, Arbiters are amazing. Underrated. He's really been putting these Arbiters to great use. He does not have a lot of production, like he has not a lot of gateways. It's 18 gateways. But he's making it look like he has 25 of them. The production is non-stop. He's overpowering Byul, even though Byul had reached a point where I would think that Byul was, at that point in time, unkillable. But he's proven me wrong. Oh, he's proven me wrong so badly. Brain is showing that he might indeed be, still to this day, for so many years, still stand at the top as the #1. He might still be standing at the top as the #1. I don't think anyone else could have pulled off this win in this specific manner. Byul is desperately trying to stay alive with the control of Wraith, but the Wraith gets stormed to death. Dodge is a little bit too slow. Zealot now on top of the factories. There's nothing left here in the base. He's stimming from the back to the front. Marines with their level 3 armor, 3 attack, trying to save the day. Zealots are ignoring the Marines, just killing the factories instead. There's like 5 tanks in the base, but no dropships to take them off the high ground. Actually, one dropship right there, but it's pretty much being ignored. Tanks at the high ground are better than tanks on the low ground at this point. Tanks at the high ground at this point are better than tanks on the low ground, although they are too far away to contribute, as everything here in the back is getting taken down. He's just ignoring the Marines. He wants to make sure that no tanks can be produced. That might just be the exact right choice. He's getting the Singularity charge. He has no Singularity charge 21 minutes into the game. Holy crap. No Dragoon range. Recall on the top to kill all the tanks. Beautifully done. Although the Zealots are kind of stuck on the top side there, that's a lot of supply. That's like 35 supplies stuck on the high ground there. Like 35 supply. But somehow Brain is doing it with 49 probes. I was not expecting this to be possible. He has a small economy, but he's making it work. He's putting in the miles. No, the Corsairs killed the Wraiths. Misses the EMP. Flies into the corner. Gonna recall all those units off the high ground onto the low ground. Will be done. Attack in the front as well. Temples in the mix. There's only 100 supply remaining for Byul. 150 for Brain, so the difference is not that huge, but it is big enough for this to be the final push to end Byul's game once and for all. GG comes in. It's time for game number 2, which should be coming up sometime soon. So far, this game has looked phenomenal. Both players played strong, but Brain played, I don't want to say perfectly, but he did play almost perfectly. Almost perfectly. He also proves that you don't need to have thousands of gateways. Like, he played the game on 18 gateways for most of the game. He had 4 Stargates and double Robo. Like, there's not a lot of production going on here. Like, he did get another 5 gateways on the middle for a total of 23, which is a pretty high number at the end. It's a pretty high number at the end, but before that, 18 gateways, not a huge number. He made it all work with very good control. Very consistent non-stop macro as well, despite being on only 49 probes. That was game number 1, and I do hope to see you return for game number 2 sometime soon.